Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love, to Astro Fenixx, flying into the moment yet again and radiating love as always. And welcome to another live video. Let me turn this music down a bit. Looks like my thing is adjusting. Let's see what we got going on for today, yo. I feel like I haven't made a live video in a while. It's been a few days, I feel like. So I had started the May 2019 horoscope for the 12 signs, and I had made 3 of them, and honestly, I just didn't feel good about them. Like, I made them, I was like, they'll be okay. And then, like, I don't know, when I was at work, I was just thinking about it. I was like, you know what, those videos honestly just weren't up to par. Like, I'm not happy with how they came out. So I was like, well, what am I going to do? I feel like I'm kind of crunched. I was like, well, let me go live for the May horoscope for all 12 signs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the major transits of the month, and then I'm going to draw cards for all the 12 signs. And to compensate as well, what I'm going to do is in the middle of the month, I'm going to be doing an energy update video. So probably sometime after I get back from my vacation, actually, I'll land all around that time, or the week after my vacation, I'm going to do a energy update for the 12 signs. And that one's probably going to be actually a video per sign. I'm going to do the energy update. I may do it as a live format. I may just film it. I don't know. But honestly, I just did not feel good about the horoscopes that I had put out to this point. I just didn't feel good about it. Like the Aries moon, like the lunar transit video, I felt like that was good. But then something about those horoscopes I don't know. It just didn't resonate with me. It just didn't resonate. Like I did the best, I guess, in that given circumstance, in that given moment. But for me, I want to make sure I put out the best quality content I can possible, because I want to make sure that you guys are good to go, you know? So if I'm not really feeling, the it factor with that, I'm not going to keep that on the channel. So I deleted the videos. We're going to be doing this May 2019 horoscope. So I may not be as interactive with the chat. I do apologize for that. I'm going to do my best to be interactive. While I do, just because I'm going on vacation doesn't mean I'm not going to be making anything. I'm just barely going to be making anything. If anything, probably at some point on my vacation, I will go live for just like a random hangout session. We don't even necessarily have to talk about astrology. We probably will. We don't necessarily have to talk about anything super spiritual. Just be more like a hangout session. So I'll probably do that when I go on vacation. I'm gonna bring my computer and my stuff with me, anyways, right? So, so yeah, this is going to be the May 2019 astrology and tarot horoscope for all 12 signs. If you're watching this after the live, you can go ahead and skip down below. I'm going to timestamp all of the signs for when I do them, and yeah, you can check that out. But this first start, I'm just going to kind of go through some of the major transits that I've kind of noticed that kind of stuck out to me, and then from there on, we're going to draw for the signs. I was going to draw more cards for each of the signs, but honestly, I don't necessarily want this to drag on too long. I don't mind if this goes like a couple of hours, but I don't want it to drag on too long. I can elaborate even if I just drew a few cards per sign. So what I'm probably going to do is I'll draw like an oracle card for each sign, and then maybe like 3 cards. So we'll talk a bit about the astrology. I may talk about, like, you know, this planet is going to be going into this house for you, blah 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 blah. And you want to watch this for your sun, moon, and rising. I would say pay closer attention to your rising and your moon, just because, you know, the moon is going to be, well, we are going to get this new moon in Taurus, which is a big fucking deal because this is the first new moon in Taurus that we're going to get, that we've had in a while, with Uranus also being in Taurus. So that's major. So this really is a whole new world. Anytime you get a new moon in Taurus, it's a new world. But with Uranus here as well, it's like beyond our wildest imaginations and dreams. Like, it really does break the mold. That's what's really intense about how this May is going to be kicking off. Then of course we get that full moon in Scorpio on the 18th later in the month. But I am going to show you guys the charts for these particular transits that I'm talking about, and then we will hop into the signs. But first of all, my Radiate Love shirt came in, guys. I'm so excited. I was surprised because, what was it? I think, yeah, it was yesterday, Tuesday. It was yesterday, where I wasn't really in the greatest energy. I don't know. Monday was very peaceful for me. Tuesday I was a little off. I was a little off on Tuesday, and you know, I got home from my oil change. I had to pick up my car because I got an oil change in my car. My fiance was already home, and then she just threw this package at me, and I was like, "What's this?" And I opened it up, and I was like, "Wait, is this my shirt?" The shirt was supposed to come next week. It came this week because, you know, I don't know what it was, but it was like, as you can see, it's Radiate Love. So it's like the message is pure, the message is there, and I'm just so happy that I got this shirt already. Definitely gonna be rocking it on the vacation. Definitely just gonna be rocking it in general. So the plan with these shirts actually was that I'm going to be creating more of these shirts. I wanted to buy one just to see how it fits. If it's okay, I honestly probably will do this in a large, and they're pre-shrunk shirts. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to do some sort of like I wanted to do some sort of thing where I can donate any of the proceeds I get for shirts to a charity. So, and this is just navy blue. I was originally going to do a different color blue, but they didn't have that different color blue in the medium size. So that's why I got this one. But we're radiating love here, and this is just gonna be the first of several type of, you know, things that I put out, like items as far as like shirts and whatever like that. But just super excited that it came so early. I was like, that really did lift my mood up, even though like Tuesday wasn't necessarily the greatest day for me. It wasn't bad. It wasn't as peaceful as Monday, which is funny because Monday was the day that Saturn went retrograde, and for some reason for me it was peaceful. I don't know what it was, exactly. But let's hop to the chat to see what's going on just for a little bit. What's up, Sig? What's up, Angel? Hey, Burbs. And we have Be the Infinity in here too. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. It is a very beautiful shirt. I'm so happy that it came early. I was so surprised. It came like a week early, almost like a week and a half early. It was supposed to come like on like the 9th or the 10th, and it came the last day of April. So it was like, I'm guessing the universe wanted me to have this shirt for Beltane for May Day. You know, They wanted me to have it for the 1st of May, so I can go into it right. What's up, Juju Beats? Thank you so much for joining. So, like I said, we're going to be drawing cards for each of the 12 signs. We're going to be talking about the major transits. Pisces here with no creativity. Said no Pisces ever. It probably also depends on where your sun is, but everyone has creativity. It's just a matter of tapping into it. So, but like I said, if you're watching this afterwards, you can go down below and look at the timestamps. So, you know, for those of you who happen, well, depending upon the way that I do this, actually, because I have a particular order that I was going to do this in, and I'm going to keep to that order. So, sorry, if you happen to be Virgo or Libra, you're going to be one of the last signs I get to, but that's just, you know, that's just the way it's going to roll. But I do hope you enjoy this. And still, even if you stay and watch all the signs, even if you don't have your sun, moon, or rising there, you could have your Mars there, you could have your Venus there, or you know, Jupiter or whatever. You may not have anything there, but it's good to know these energies still, because the moon will transit these energies over the month, and it'll be good to know where it's like kind of hitting you anyways. So, you know, I would say watch for all 12 signs, because we are all 12 signs. You know, we're all these energies. So, my sun and moon is Aquarius. Aquarius. Got a lot of I've been attracting a lot of Aquariuses lately. My fiance is an Aquarius, so I've been attracting a lot of Aquariuses lately. But anyways, so let's take a look at the major transits for this month. I'm going to share my screen in just a second. Let me pull up the Planet Watcher. All right. Pull up the Planet Watcher. And let me share my screen. All right. So this is just the transits for this exact moment. As you can see, we have the stellium and Aries going on, and yeah, we're going to be shifting in many ways from a lot of this. Well, we don't have much of the fire energy besides all this, and then Jupiter. We don't have anything going on in Leo, but you know, we do have Mars in Gemini as well, so that's bringing about this air energy. Then of course the Capricorn, and then the little bit of Neptune. So we're still very much so in this fiery energy, only because since this is the moon, Venus, and Mercury, they are more pronounced. They're the personal planets, so they're the ones that we do have more of a personal connection with. So right now, even though it is Taurus season, there's still a great bit of this fiery energy. But let's talk about some of the major transits that are going to be happening for this month. The first of which is going to be happening on the 4th, which is going to be that new moon in Taurus. So I move this forward a few hours. It should link up once my computer starts to actually... Oh, come on now. Why aren't you moving? There we go. Okay. And so, bam. So we have the new moon in Taurus at 14 degrees on May the 4th. This is going to be around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And look, we have Uranus here. The moon would have conjuncted Uranus coming up to this point. And this new moon is going to be definitely very powerful. This is a new world. This is new manifestation. It's a very balanced degree, since it is in the middle of the, I mean, it's not quite the middle. It's not 15 degrees, but it's pretty close. So in many ways, I see that we are really manifesting almost like this doorway to the new world. And then the rest of this year, or as the sun progresses, we're going to be like walking through that door. But it's like we've simply manifested the door at this point, and now it's up to us. Like, you know, are we going to walk through that door? Are we going to take that next step, that leap of faith, if you will? And this is certainly a leap of faith. We have this 1 plus 4, which is 5 energy. We can see Jupiter also has that 2 plus 3 is 5, and Pluto 2 plus 3 is 5. And 5 is about freedom in numerology, but it's also a energy that's ruled by Mercury. So this definitely has to do with breaking out of mental constraints as well. And this is definitely having to do with, having a new thought pattern and really also not getting caught up on thoughts that may get us down. Mental health is definitely going to be something that's going to come up, especially when Mercury comes into Taurus. That's going to come up more. But right now, this is a moment where we have to really trust and believe in the quality of our dream, trust and believe in the quality of that which we want to manifest, irregardless of what other people may say or think, irregardless of what we may even say or think about it, because we may be, or at least our former selves could be doubting this. Remember, the moon is coming off of this dark phase in Aries, where it conjuncted Chiron, it conjuncted Venus, and it conjuncted Mercury. So we already have 2 of these planets that hit close to home because they're the personal planets. Venus in Aries is all about valuing the self. Mercury in Aries is all about communicating from the self. And then Chiron in Aries, this is this whole energy of, we each have traumas and wounds when it comes to expressing who we are and really being and acting on who we are. But this is going to be like that moment of breakthrough where it's like, okay, yeah, you've been here, you've done this, and some things have happened to you. But are you going to allow that to dictate your future? Are you going to allow that to paint the new world that you're wanting to step into? That's the huge thing. So this is going to be on the 4th. This is a pretty major deal, this new moon. The next major transit I want to focus on is going to be, let's see, hold on, I just had it. Where is it? We're going to be a couple of days later, we're going to have Mercury moving into Taurus, right? So this is going to, Taurus is a bit of a slower energy. So Mercury might be kind of like, here. But this is definitely going to start to open up that communication with, our values. People want to be talking more about, what they value, what they trust. Even finances, money talks can come up right now. And of course, Mercury is going to kind of fly through here. It's going to conjunct Uranus, and it will eventually catch up to the sun, but that's not going to be until Gemini. And by the time that Mercury reaches here, we have the moon over here in Gemini. So, Mercury much rather be where the moon is, and vice versa. The moon rather be where Taurus is. So, while emotionally we may find ourselves, or we might find ourselves communicating, and from areas where, the way I'm kind of feeling it and getting it is, I'm really getting this feeling of whether or not we're going to be communicating from our heart, or whether or not we're going to be communicating from a rather unconscious state. Because now that we have stepped into this new world, now we have to make some kind of sense out of it. Mercury wants to make sense out of things. And the moon in Gemini, the moon in many ways can represent, past lives and people that we have met, emotional energies coming back up, emotional currents. And now that we have stepped into this new world with the sun being at 15 degrees of Taurus, and now that we're trying to literally learn how to communicate in this new world with Mercury shifting here, we're going to find ourselves meeting new characters in this new story. And it's almost going to be like we're just plunged into this new story, and we're trying to figure out things as we go along. It's kind of like we're not really going to have an instruction manual. There is no instruction manual. And even if there was, Uranus is changing the rules anyways if there was an instruction manual. So, not to mention Mars and Gemini making this quincunx over to Pluto. This is certainly a moment where it's like if you're trying to get all the facts and you're obsessing over getting all the facts right now, you're going to kind of find yourself burning out here. You're going to find yourself not really being satisfied with how things are going. So this is really definitely a moment of faith. I really feel like this whole first week, especially, and even the month, is really going to be this whole, we have to have the faith to believe in ourselves. We have to have the faith to, even trust, other people. And this is a whole weird thing because, you know, that's really going to come from really if you get into your heart space. And I know this all sounds like when I say get into your heart space, it may sound non-scientific or it may sound kind of fluffy and cute, but I really do mean like if you really can get into your heart space and radiate love, you really won't have to worry about the people that you're attracting into your life because you'll have the ability to discern who is really right for your vibration and who is not. That's not to say that you can't be nice and cordial and even, like I said, send positive love and energy to those that may not necessarily see eye to eye with you. But this is, like I said, this is going to be a moment of like really wanting to believe in ourselves. And with Mercury moving into Taurus, Mercury is going to be moving into a new world. Mercury hasn't moved into Taurus with Uranus here. And yes, they're both air signs, so that's cool. But you got to think, Mercury is kind of like an apprentice to Uranus. So it's going to be like we're stepping into this new world. And as soon as we get into the new world, we meet this master. We meet this older dude who's been in this world for a while and probably was in the world back when it was like a bustling metropolis or there was a bustling trade and there was like maybe even like this sort of like paradise kind of like energy. But Uranus was able to live through the hardships and now has seen where the world has come. And then you're entering into the world and you're actually meant to be sort of this hero or heroine that's meant to kind of bring this paradise back, metaphorically. And Uranus is, by this time, Uranus, has a sense of humor, but also is sort of like going to be a little bit realistic about what's happened because Uranus is in Taurus, so Uranus has to be a little bit realistic. He's going to like, look, this is what's happened. He's going to be a little bit harder around the edges, and this is really going to be our mentor. And it's funny, mentor literally has mente in there, which means mind. So as you step into this world, you're going to meet somebody sometime over this month, really, who's going to become some sort of like a mentor to you. You can meet this person in the physical. You can meet this person, just through watching videos. You may find like a YouTuber that you really like, and they kind of become sort of like a mentor to you. You can find this through books. You can find this through media. Just be careful about media, of course, like that. But there is going to be this some sort of like you're going to be stepping into this new world, and you're not really going to know what to do. You're kind of exploring around, and Mercury likes to be curious, so it's going to be fun, but at the same time, there's sort of like this unnerving feeling that you have like a lot of weight on your shoulders and you have some sort of like grand purpose. And Uranus is going to be there to kind of be a sort of comedic relief and also kind of tell you, it's like, yeah, you really are this fucking powerful, but don't sweat it too much and don't really trip out about too much of the big stuff. Just focus on your day-to-day and you'll be all right. On the 15th, we are going to have another ingress. We're going to have Venus shifting into, let's see, okay, there you go. We're going to have Venus shifting into Taurus. And as you can see, this is going to be as Venus and Mars are sextiling. In fact, if I go back to the day previous, they sextile exactly at 29 degrees. But then the following day, both of these energies are going to ingress. First, Venus will ingress into Taurus, and then Mars, later on in that evening, will ingress into Cancer. So they're moving alongside, they're moving with each other. By the time that this happens, you're going to have the moon over here in Libra, and it's going to be making quincunxes over to Neptune and to Mercury, which is coming ever so closely to the sun. But oh, look what happens here. We get this T square. as the moon squares the nodes and squares Saturn, this is going to be a huge day. To have Venus and Mars sextile each other at the last degrees of Aries and the last degrees of Gemini, and then to have both of these energies shift into other signs. What's interesting about this is that Venus likes to be in Taurus and Mars does not like to be in Cancer. So this is really going to come down to, there are going to be people here that may make really emotional and impulsive decisions and take actions based off of that. And that's really going to be based off of a lack of self-worth. They're going to realize that, or maybe it could not be a lack of self-worth. Maybe they finally feel and realize that they're better than their circumstances, and they just make a split decision change. That would be something that kind of like a Sag or an Aquarius would do, maybe even a Pisces or something like that. But this is going to bring about this huge shifting energy, because now we no longer have this stellium in Aries. Now we have all this energy in Taurus, and we're starting to get more of this Cancer vibe too, because Mars is going to be here. So we're pretty much going to be an Earth city, because we have all four energies right here in Earth, and then we have these two energies here in Earth as well, with Saturn and Pluto. So there's definitely you're going to feel this shift where it's going to be like, for the first half of the month, it's going to be still pretty fiery and stuff like that. Mercury moves into Taurus earlier. So for like the first week, you're going to be feeling a lot more fiery. You're going to be feeling a little bit more of that passion, initiation, spark, a bit of that superhero quality energy. But then by the middle of the month, everything just becomes grounded. So it's going to be like, it's almost like, think of like a volcano going off, and then suddenly it just goes dormant, and it's kind of like quiet. And especially with Mars going into Cancer, this is literally almost like the volcano going underwater. It's like it's almost like a false alarm, like almost like, oh, is it a new island that's going to sprout forth? No, it's a false alarm. So not only are we going to be shifting out of all this Aries energy, but the rule of Aries is going to go into the ocean. So the only spark that we have is Chiron in Aries, which is, dealing with wounds when it comes to the self. And then we have Jupiter retrograde in Sagittarius. So the fire energy is going to be not all that great. Yeah, Jupiter rules Sagittarius, but Zeus is on vacation, y'all. Zeus doesn't necessarily want to be bothered with your lack of self-belief. I'm sorry to say it this blunt like that, but Jupiter's not really going to be concerned with that. He's sipping margaritas on the beach, mimosas, or whatever it is. He's having a good time and chilling on the beach, and he's not, it's not that we can't go on adventures and we can't expand or anything like that, but this is about inner expansion. This isn't really about outer expansion. This is going to be about inner expansion. That's the 15th, a major day. Venus moving into Taurus, Mars moving into Cancer. We're shifting into more of these feminine energies too, because the Earth and water signs are more feminine. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 energies. We don't really have much anything else, right? You have Chiron over here in Aries, Jupiter over here, and then the moon. So, and these are just the major planets. So there's going to be this shift almost from like this yang quality to the yin quality. There's going to be this shift from the outward propulsion to the inner dialogue and the inner story. This may trip and flip some people out, because some people don't know how to deal with the inner dialogue. They don't know how to deal with the inner story. And honestly, that's kind of sad. It's sad when you can't deal with inner story, and I think we've all been there before too. But there's the outer distractions, are not going to be as prevalent. They're not going to be as prevalent. Now, on the 18th, we are going to be building up to this full moon in Scorpio. And what's cool about this is that actually at this moment, pretty much exactly building up to it, Venus is going to conjunct Uranus. So whereas Mercury had hit that spot before, and Mercury's, kind of, it's trailblazing ahead. Now the Venusian aspect of ourselves is going to kind of catch up. So it's going to be like our mentor, Uranus, is going to be telling us things and telling us to do these things. And we're going to be doing it, but we're not really going to be understanding why. We're not going to really be appreciating it. It's going to be the full moon in Scorpio that we finally begin to appreciate what our mentor has been telling us this whole time. We're going to be like, oh, that's why you had me train that way. That's why you had me do that. It's kind of like in Dragon Ball Z when they train with like weighted vest, and then you take off the weighted vest, and now you're suddenly just like super quick and fast, and like no one can really catch you. It's kind of like that energy. It's almost going to be like we're going to be training with these super weighted vests on, and then Uranus is going to be like, once Venus hits Uranus is going to be like, all right, take off the weighted vest and see what happens. We're going to be running like Sonic the Hedgehog, just blitzing manifestation, just fast, quick, boom, boom, pow. And we're going to be like, oh, wow, that's what all that was for. That's why I went through that experience. That's why. And here's the whole thing. Uranus, it could be a person. It could just be life experiences. So you're going to go back and realize coming up on this full moon, and full moons are about this culmination point. Let me just, bring this more forward so it's exact to 27 degrees. Venus will be coming off of the conjunction, but it's still very fucking close. And we're going to be realizing, oh, that is why. That's why I went through that. This was all training. This was all preparing me for this moment of serious fucking breakthrough. That's the 18th. And it really is a moment of freedom, of great clarity, of breaking through. And the moon doesn't like to be in Scorpio, but honestly, I think this is going to be one of the most powerful full moons that we get this year. I think it's going to be one of the most beautiful and healing full moons that we get this year. And I'm not just saying that. I'm not just saying it because I'm biased and I'm a Scorpio. But I really do feel like this particular full moon, I think both of the transits, the lunar transits this month, are going to be super powerful. I think the new moon that we're going to get on this upcoming Saturday is going to be intense. But I also think that this following full moon 2 weeks later is just going to like knock our fucking socks off. The next major transit I want to focus on is going to be the sun shifting into Gemini, which is interesting because as the sun is shifting into Gemini, the moon will be shifting into Capricorn, and Mercury is going to be following close behindly. So there's going to be this quincunxing energy. Another breakthrough moment, another breakthrough period, because the moon is going to be coming off of that galactic center point in Sagittarius after going over Jupiter, who is at the freaking beach essentially. So it's going to be like, I'm getting this image of us being transported to the beach where Zeus is, and we're going to like kind of show off our new move, and Zeus is going to be like, oh, that's pretty cool. All right, do you know how to do this? And we're going to be like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Oh, well, come back to me later when you learn this new thing. That's going to be the next time that the moon comes back around. But it's going to be sort of, Jupiter's going to be a little nonchalant about it, but also very encouraging because the moon will conjunct Jupiter at 21 degrees, which is a pure degree of Sagittarius because it nets to a 3, and 3 is ruled by Jupiter, creative expression. So it's not really going to be a bad thing. It's really just going to be more like a challenge. It's like, oh, well, I bet that you won't be able to, know this or do this by the time that you come back around. And the sun's going to move into Gemini, so that's bringing about new possibilities and new energy, moving into that Gemini energy. But Mercury's going to be in Taurus, so there's going to be this bit of a challenge when it comes to, if we hear something that may challenge our values, you know, Moon being in Sagittarius, so this we can get emotionally wrapped up in what we believe in, and then Mercury's in Taurus, you know, where we may actually hear things about our value system. This can be one of those moments this day leading up to this Mercury Sun conjunction, when Mercury and the Sun love to be together. This can be one of these moments where it's like you may hear things that may challenge your beliefs. You may hear things that may oppose your beliefs. And this is going to be one of those testing moments where it's going to be like, are you going to just shift the way that you think because you watched one video or you read one article or you listened to one person? They may sound very, very convincing. The moon will be in Sag at the end of Sag. They may sound very, very convincing. And I'm not saying that this person or this thing or the situation is going to be what's the word? What's the word I'm fucking looking for? I'm not saying that this thing is going to be like a wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm not saying that. They very well could have a point, but at the same time, do not compromise your own truth just to fit the narrative of this individual. That's really going to be key. Do not compromise your truth just to fit the narrative of this individual, because you know they can kind of tug in your heartstrings with this. They really can. They can kind of pull on your waters a bit, but you know, you have to once again run this by your own heart. Does this resonate with you? I mean, and it could vary in the level that it does, but just because something sounds convincing and sound cool and sound enticing and sounds promising doesn't necessarily mean it's the best for you. Mercury will move into Gemini, and then not that long later in the morning, they will conjunct while the moon is at 2 degrees of Capricorn. Venus will be at 7 degrees of Taurus. The moon will actually be coming into opposition with Mars, so that's the other thing. I didn't even talk about that earlier, with Mars being in Cancer. So everyone's going to be really like acting from their emotions anyways. Everyone's going to be acting from that place and their sensitivities. And that could be a good or bad thing. There are going to be some people out there that don't ever cry that will cry this month just because Mars is here. And it's going to be good. This is going to be a deeply healing month. I feel like, you know, anytime an energy goes through Cancer, I feel like there's an aspect of it that's being healed, or it's having to become closer to its emotions. So this is really the warrior going through Cancer. This is this energy where it's like the warrior is almost kind of returning back home from battle, and it's like maybe the village has changed, maybe it hasn't changed. Maybe the warrior comes back home and they realize, oh fuck, wait, where's so and so? Oh, so and so passed. Oh, what happened to this? This was like my favorite. This was my favorite spot to come and eat. Oh yeah, they up and moved. It's gonna be that sort of weird energy. And with the Sun and Mercury moving into Gemini, this rules the neighborhood and our surroundings. So there's definitely going to be this energy where our neighborhood and our surroundings are subject to kind of go through a bit of this change and this morphing right now. And I believe it's really a good thing. Some of you may, you know, just decide to suddenly take a different route to work. Some of you may, you know, just to change up the energy, because this is going to be a month that really does change and shift up the energy quite a bit. Wow, I just kind of ranted right there without almost breathing. But those are the major transits I feel for this month. And I believe it's going to be a very powerful month of healing. I believe that these two lunar events that we get, the new moon in Taurus and the full moon in Scorpio, will be some of the most powerful that we get this year. There's going to be a lot of ingressing energies: Mercury into Taurus, Venus into Taurus, Mars into Cancer, the Sun, of course, going into Gemini. So happy birthday to all the Geminis out there, and happy birthday to all the Tauruses out there too. And then, of course, Mercury will also be shifting. So Mercury's not going to be in Taurus for that long. It's only going to be in Taurus from the 6th until the 21st. So only half of the month, only 15 days it's going to be there for. So it's going to be this pow, 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 this shift. And what's cool about this month is that even though we have retrograde planets, there aren't going to be any planets that go retrograde this month. So we're going to kind of get a break from all of that retrograde energy and that. I mean, we're still going to be there, but we're going to have some sense of moving forward. And that's what I think is great about this month, is that there is some sense and feeling that we really are moving forward, even though there are planets that are moving backwards. And there's some of the major planets or some of the big planets, there is a sense that we are still moving forward into a new world. And that's what I really love about this month. So let's stop sharing that. And I don't know what you guys are saying in the chat, but I can definitely take a look here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. What's up, Summer Solstice? How are you doing? So I'm going to go ahead and draw the cards for the 12 signs. And I hope that you all are getting some type of value and enjoying this so far. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw essentially 3 cards for each sign, but I'm also going to draw an oracle card as well. So, and I know I haven't been as interactive with the chat. Like I said, probably sometime next week, I'm going to do just like a live hangout, and we're just going to, well, these are called live hangouts, but I'm going to just kind of like do like a live hangout and chill session with you guys. And we can just talk about whatever. We can just talk about life. We can just talk about what we've been, the shows that we've been watching. We can just talk about, just whatever. But let's hop into the rest of this horoscope. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the deck. So we are going to start this off with Aries. And let me shuffle these cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 1 oracle card and then 3 cards from my 9 Strider deck. So you can kind of look at this as the first card is going to be sort of like the card that you're going into this month. That's going to be kind of the energy that you're going into this month with. The second card is going to be sort of like the midpoint, like the checkpoint, the middle of the month, like how you're feeling and what energy you're kind of working with. And then that last card is going to be sort of like the result of this month. And kind of the energy that you're kind of ending off the month with. So it kind of gives you a decent barometer of what's really going to be going on. So give this one more shuffle. And okay, so then I have my other deck here. Let's take this out. So this is going to be Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This first part, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Otherwise known as the Valkyrie of the Zodiac. That's what I call you guys, the Valkyrie of the Zodiac. Valkyrie of the Zodiac. So let's see what we have in store for you all today. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What do we have in store for you all? So I'm going to take one from the top, kind of the middle, and then the bottom card. Okay, so the energy, Aries, that you're going to be kind of coming into this month with is the Magician card. Wow, this is an amazing card. The Magician card is one of my favorite cards of the deck. Let's see if I can get it to kind of come on, clear up. It's not clearing up. Come on. Hopefully it eventually clears up. But anyways, we have the Magician here. This is saying that really the power is yours to create and manifest. The 4 elements are at your disposal, which means that you can really do anything that you want this month. You're going to be feeling super powerful going into this month. Let's look at the other cards around it to kind of give more clarity on this. We have the Tower card in reverse. So I'm thinking the reason why, oh, there now it's clearing up. I'm thinking the reason why you're feeling powerful is because you've already had your Tower moment. You've already had the moment where things kind of collapsed and fell apart. So really, you have nowhere to go but up. It's kind of interesting with that Magician card, followed by the Tower card in the middle of the month, which is like I said, since it's reverse, I'm really feeling, you remember how earlier when I was talking about the astrology, how there's going to be this moment where we begin to appreciate the training that we went through. So this tower moment in reverse is going to be like this time where you kind of look back on what did collapse and what did fall apart. You're going to appreciate it for what it was. And the final card that we have is the Strength card in reverse. So this is kind of interesting, almost. I'm seeing where you get all major arcana cards, which is freaking awesome. The Magician, the Tower, but you also get the Strength card in reverse. So Aries, you may not be feeling your strongest, and that's probably because your ruling planet is going into Cancer. Mars is going into Cancer, and of course, this is your fourth house of home, family, the foundation, your emotional security, your emotional foundation, the mother. So, it's like you're coming into this month feeling powerful, feeling like you can manifest anything, but that's just because something had already fell apart, something had already collapsed. And I'm almost feeling like the Strength card in reverse is almost like you're almost getting your strength back. I feel like that's really what it is. It's like you're not necessarily going to be coming out of the month feeling the strongest, but you're going to be feeling a lot stronger than you did coming into the month, if that makes sense. And then your oracle card, Aries, we have the third eye chakra. We have the third eye chakra, which reads the frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. This month, I feel Aries really, you really want to actually kind of tap into that Jupiter energy. Even though, like I said, Jupiter's kind of on vacation now since it's retrograde. And really, honestly, Jupiter retrograde in a sign is like Jupiter's not really going on an adventure. Actually, Jupiter is at home. That's even the weirder thing about it. So it's like, because normally Zeus is like always off on an adventure. Jupiter's always, he's the adventurer, always off doing something and expanding and going to places and sailing the seven seas and all this sort of stuff. But now that Jupiter's retrograde, like, he's at home. Like, and then of course Mars going into the sign of the home and foundation, the fourth house for you. There's definitely this sense of you're coming back home to yourself. I feel like Aries, you're getting off the battlefield in many ways. And it's like people have been wanting you and pleading for you to be on the battlefield because you're a fucking warrior. You're strong as hell. But it's like this month is almost going to provide an opportunity for you to kind of rest and recharge your batteries. I almost feel like the Strength card in reverse is not necessarily that you are losing your strength. It's almost like you're conserving your strength for a battle. And even the Tower card in reverse, I feel like there may be a moment that comes up in the middle of the month that may remind you back to your prior self. And you're going to have to learn how to have the strength to not react in the old way. That's why it's like, it's almost like you're conserving your strength for battles that matter. So Aries, don't get into battles that don't matter this month. There may be a lot of distractions that people try and throw at you this month. Know that first of all, you can manifest and be magical and just manifest whatever it is that you want. You can be whatever it is that you want. So don't entertain unnecessary bullshit. Don't entertain unnecessary battles because your strength is needed in other future battles. Your strength is needed in other areas because, this is going to be another intense and fun year. I really do feel. I mean, there's going to be a lot of crazy things that's happening. We're building up to that Saturn-Pluto conjunction. So we're going to need Aries for that. So don't entertain this stupid shit. Don't entertain these simple, just sort of trigger happy people or battles, whatever like that. Don't entertain that. Conserve your strength for what counts. Use your intuition, tap into your mind's eye, and this May will go very well for you, Aries. So, see, already I feel like that's way better than the reading I did earlier. I feel like that's already way better than the reading I did earlier. So the next sign that we're going to be reading for is actually going to be Pisces. It's actually going to be Pisces. So we're going back to Pisces. So Pisces, what are we going to have for you for this month, May 2019? What cards do we have for Pisces? Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. The fish, the mermaid, the mermen, the mermaids, mermen of the zodiac. I know it's kind of a little cliche, but you guys are the mermaids and mermen of the zodiac. So Pisces, what are the cards that we have for you? Let's find out. We're going to find out shortly. Let me give this bad boy one more shuffle. I'm going to pop that one to the bottom. That's going to be the top card. We got the middle card right here. And then we got that card right there. So, and let me also shuffle this deck. Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. So like I said, I will go back and I will timestamp everything in the description below. So if you don't want to stay and watch all of these, you can always wait till later, or you can hang out and chill with me until then. Like I said, I'm not going to really be looking at and responding to comments, but I do hope and trust that everyone's having a good day and a good moment, good evening. And I trust that your beginning of the month was amazing. It was amazing. Okay. So your first card, the energy that you're going into the month with Pisces, we have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles. I wish this thing would actually focus, but it's not wanting to do that. It focused earlier, but it's not focusing on this one. Anyways, the Six of Pentacles definitely speaks to, you know, you're going to be going into this month, you're either going to be feeling like you have something to give, or you're going to feel like you need to be given to. That's really what's going on here. And I kind of want to look at the other cards to kind of get a little bit more clarity on this. The middle card, we have the Nine of Cups. So you definitely have something to give, that's for sure. And the last card we have is the Five of Wands in reverse. You know what's interesting about this? When I was doing the readings earlier that I actually deleted and stuff like that, Pisces and Aries, I did them first, and they felt oddly similar. Like the energies, I got different cards, but the energies felt similar. The same thing's happening here, but I still like the way that this one's turning out more. So the Six of Pentacles, you're going to be feeling like you have something to give, and really what you have to give is of yourself. That's really what this is. Some of you may be in a position to give, you know, financially or monetarily, but you're going to be coming into this month, you know, feeling like you want to give more to the world. You want to give back to the world. And the reason why you're feeling this is because, you know, by the middle of the month, the Nine of Cups, you are really in this you are in this good emotional state. You gotta remember, Neptune is in your sign. Things were crazy, you know. Yeah, when Venus was in your sign, you know, Venus is exalted there, but the thing was that I was dealing with that Mercury energy. It had to go through where Mercury went, and Mercury doesn't like to be there. We had like the retrograde there. You know, Chiron's not in your sign anymore. So Pisces are finally kind of feeling this relief. They're feeling like themselves. They're one of the only signs right now that really feels like themselves because their ruling planet is in their sign. Sagittarius kind of feels like itself, but it's, you know, Jupiter is retrograde there. Capricorn kind of, but, you know, Saturn's retrograde now. Pluto's retrograde there. So Capricorns are really under attack. So Pisces, especially right now, especially for this month, is going to be one of the only signs that really feels like themselves. The final card that we have is going to be the Five of Wands in reverse. So you remember how I said Aries to not get involved in stupid arguments? This is that very same thing. But I almost feel like with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, I almost feel like people may even be trying to like wanting to recruit you into it. They're gonna be wanting to recruit you in. It's like, oh, Pisces, what do you think? And you're just gonna be like, huh, what? It's gonna be like you're either gonna be high on something or like escaping into a whole nother world where people literally try and ask Pisces, what do you think? And then you're gonna be like, yo, I was like off in another place, another world, another dimension, stuff like that. What's interesting though is that since a lot of these energies are moving into Taurus this month, and this is for you, your third house, the sun is here right now, Mercury will move into here, Uranus is here, Venus will move into here, and your third house does rule, the mind, the communication, also your neighborhood. So what's going to happen is almost going to be like simply just you being you is going to like enlighten your surroundings. Just you being you and just embracing that higher vibrational quality of the Pisces energy, I would say, is really going to help to just enlighten. And when I say enlighten, I don't necessarily mean enlighten from like, oh, enlightenment, like a spiritual epiphany. I'm really just thinking about brightening up the room. I'm really thinking about your presence will literally just bring a smile to people's face. That's really what I'm feeling. It's almost going to be like you're going to walk into the room with this kind of Nine of Cups energy, and this Five of Wands, these weird arguments, whatever like that, it's just going to like dissipate. It's just going to be like, oh, I'm just going to chill out and relax and be calm, And really, what I'm hearing, what I'm feeling is that what you have to give is yourself. That's really what I'm hearing. Is what you have to give is yourself. And oh, Pisces, why do y'all gotta do this? I'm a Pisces moon, so I kind of get this. But Pisces, why are y'all going dry magic? Why are y'all drawing the magic card? What? I don't even have to say anything. I don't even have to read this. Pisces, just do what you do. That's it. I don't even have to say anything. You drew the magic sacred geometry card? Really, Pisces? Really? Really? You can't make this shit up. But really? And Aries drew the magician. I know Aries is probably pissed because they probably feel like Pisces one up them, but there's no really such thing as one upmanship as far as this goes. But y'all had to draw magic. Anyways, whatever. Anyways, y'all know what to do, Pisces. So just do it. All right. Next, we have Taurus. So happy birthday to all of the Tauruses celebrating their birthday in May. It is going to be your birthday period for most of this month, at least, the first 2/3 of this month, the first 20 days or so. So happy birthday, happy solar return, and Phoenix rising to all of the Tauruses out there. I hope that you all have a lovely May. Let's see what the cards have in store for you all. Let's see what the cards have in store for you all. Let me give this a few more shuffles. Middle, bottom, then so Taurus sun, Taurus moon, and Taurus rising. Taurus sun, Taurus moon, and Taurus rising. The cards that we have for you for May 2019. All right, so your first card that we have is the King of Pentacles in reverse. And this is interesting because this definitely does give me this vibe of you, really, this King of Pentacles energy, especially with Uranus being in your sign too. This is definitely giving me these vibes. And also the sun is here too. And in many ways, I could think of like the sun as the king, like that. So the King of Pentacles in reverse is not necessarily a bad thing. It just may denote an individual that may not know their worth. It almost could denote the King of Pentacles in reverse is giving me heavy Simba vibes. Heavy Simba vibes, where it's like you run away from your legacy and you run away from your truth, but you're destined to come back to it. So Taurus, some of you may be kind of feeling like Simba this month. You may be feeling like you have run away from who you truly are. But when you come back and you really reestablish yourself, you're going to be, quite frankly, undeniable. So let's see what else we have going on. This is the energy that you're going into the month with. This is that King of Pentacles. So it's almost going to be like you're with Timon and Pumbaa, right? The middle card we have is the Five of Wands in reverse. So it's almost going to be like you literally are going to be kind of diffusing a battle. There may also be some sort of communication between you and Pisces this month. And I want to see what this last card is because I feel like it'll give it more clarity. We have the Three of Wands in reverse. So the fact that we got all reverse cards means that we can really read these upright. So, Three of Wands, Five of Wands, King of Pentacles. So what's interesting is that I'm getting heavy Lion King vibes here, but it's like when they were reversed, it's almost like those sort of played forwards and backwards. So think about this. The Three of Wands, say this was the card that say this is the energy that you're going into the month with. This is you literally contemplating running away, or actually, this is Simba when he's grown up. And he's like contemplating going back, and then Nala finds him, and they fall in love, and they have sex in the jungle, whatever like that. Even though they didn't show it in the movie, they didn't show that clip, whatever. But the Three of Wands is going to be like you're really contemplating on going back to the kingdom. What's the next step? The Five of Wands really is you going to battle with either this other part of yourself, which is probably really what it is. But you having to go to battle to reestablish the kingdom, to reestablish your position on the throne. Now, what's interesting is that this was the card that I drew of the energy going into the month. So it's almost going to be like the story is playing forwards and backwards at the same time. That's really kind of, it's going to be like it's going forwards and backwards at the same time. So I think this is really going to be a month where you're going into this month feeling like you've kind of gotten away from who you truly are. But I think also that's because who you truly are and who you have been is really shifting and morphing. And now it's having to, what you're doing is having to match that new vibration and match that new set of values that you have for yourself. We have the Divine Masculine card, actually, which is pretty interesting. I actually haven't drawn this card much with this deck. The frequency of Divine Masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. You know what? This is Lion King written all over it. This is literally Lion King written all over it. I don't know if the Lion King live action movie comes out in May, but if it does, Taurus, go watch it. But the Divine Masculine energy, this is... All right, so Mars right now being a Gemini, this is really the warrior or the king to be hanging out with Timon and Pumbaa. Mars going into Cancer is literally going back home. Just going back home, right? So, and for you, Mars going into Mars going into Cancer is going to be your third house of your neighborhood. So it's almost going to be like you're going back to your old neighborhood. You're going to be reclaiming the throne. You're going to go back and it's going to be like, damn, while I've been gone, buildings have been falling apart. People haven't been making as much money. The flowers haven't been growing. Everything's just dark. Everything's murky. What the fuck happened? So you really are going back. You are reclaiming your throne this month, Taurus. You are really reclaiming your throne. Heavy Lion King vibes off of this whole reading for you, Taurus. That's what's going on for you all. Okay. So next we have Aquarius. Aquarius, you are next. Oh yeah, Taurus are the giants of the zodiac, by the way. I didn't mention that earlier. But Aquarius, we have you next. You guys are the cyborgs. You are the cyborgs of the zodiac. And let's see what we have going on for you this May 2019. And let me know how you feel about this format, guys. I may just do the horoscopes like this from now on, where at the beginning of the month I go live for all 12 signs, and then in the middle of the month I do like an energy update for the 12 signs. But like I said, those energy update videos are probably going to be like actual like individual episodes, like individual videos for the 12 signs. So, but anyways, Aquarius, what do we have for you all this month? What's going to be going on for you for the month of May? Aquarius, 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 cyborgs of the zodiac. What do we have for you? That's your first card. Just wanted to come on out. Okay, so there are your 3 cards there. And then we're going to give this a quick shuffle, the Sacred Geometry deck. Okay, so Aquarius, what do we have going on for you this month? Energy that you're going into the month with. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. The Knight of Cups in reverse. You know, the Knight of Cups is someone who goes for what they want, and they really are the one that chases the Holy Grail. But with it being in reverse, there's almost this sense where there's something that you have gone for, or maybe even a belief that you once championed that is not really giving you the same feeling like it used to. It really isn't. And you may even be feeling a little upset. You may be feeling a little down in the dumps by it because it once gave you so much, but now it's not really doing it anymore. It's not really giving you the emotional sustenance. Middle of the month, we actually have the Page of Wands in reverse. Page of Wands in reverse. What's this last card? We have the Chariot. So there's actually a positive outcome with this. So the Knight of Cups and the Page of Wands in reverse, they also could be a water or a fire sign. But really what I'm seeing here is that the Knight of Cups is ironically you, I'm feeling, even though you're not a water sign. But the Knight of Cups is going to be like a feeling that you once championed. Let me turn this down a little bit more. A feeling that you once championed, or something that you once championed that you went after, but since it's in reverse, it's not really resonating. It's not really feeling right anymore. The Page of Wands in reverse is sort of like you kind of going back to the drawing board a bit about, okay, well, what am I passionate about? What can I create? What do I love? What is it that brings a smile to my face? Since it's in reverse, I don't see this as a bad thing. I feel like this is really just going to be you kind of going to this contemplation and almost even sort of like this mode of experimentation. The Page of Wands already is probably one of the most hyperactive of the pages because it represents the youthful energy. And since it's in reverse, it's like even more hyperactive than usual. But I feel like the hyperactivity of this is going to be tempered by that Knight of Cups energy. So it's going to be sort of like, it's going to sound interesting, but since your ruling planet is Taurus, I really feel like you're being tempered by reality in a bit. So it's not that you can't kind of break out of the mold and be your super fabulous self, which is funny because you wouldn't normally refer to Aquarius as super fabulous, but you guys are opposite Leo. You guys are two sides of the same coin. So whether you want to believe it or not, you kind of have that super fabulous, look at me kind of energy, which is unconventional. You won't really hear too many people say this, but y'all secretly like that. Y'all secretly like that stuff. So feel like the Page of Wands in many ways is kind of like you going back to the drawing board a bit and rediscovering what is it that really sparks me off. What is it that really initiates that quality within me? What is it that really gets me going, gets me like, oh yeah, just fired up? And then the Chariot card means that you're going to find that through sheer willpower alone. You're going to achieve victory this month, Aquarius. The Knight of Cups energy is going to be kind of long gone in the past. You're going to like really forget about that. You're going to be feeling like you're moving forward. You're going to be feeling good again. Come the end of the month, Aquarius, you really are going to be feeling like, you know what, whatever challenges kind of presented themselves with that Knight of Cups, through your sheer willpower alone and your determination and really your belief in yourself, you're going to get it done and you're going to be powerful. And, this is the card of Cancer, the Chariot, and Mars is moving into Cancer. And this is, for you, this is the 6th house. So this very much so has to do with your day-to-day reality. This could be dealing with your health. So some of you are going to have breakthroughs in health. Some of you are going to be, some of you may find yourself in new jobs. Some of you may just create a whole new daily routine for yourself that really begins to put you into this new vibration and this new feeling of like this deeper appreciation for who you are. And the sacred geometry card that we have is Soul Time. This is a very deep card. I get Scorpio vibes off this card. I get a little Pisces vibes, but I do get Scorpio vibes. The frequency of Soul Time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. So here's the thing. Yeah, so that kind of brings about, like I said, that's why I said that that's a very deep card. But what it's saying here is that really there is no limit to who you are. So you really can be anything that you want. It's just that reality is kind of smacking you in the face a bit in this month, Aquarius. But for you, you kind of have the scientific mind and really genius-like mind to where you're not really going to allow yourself to feel. I mean, you will have to process some emotions this month with the Knight of Cups in reverse, but it's almost going to be like you're not going to just hover over those emotions forever. You're not just going to hover over them. You'll process them, you'll let them go because you really are looking towards the future. You really are wanting to go and do something new. So this is going to be like, you know what is past, and I can't really do anything about it, but I can do something about this moment right now. And yes, this is the reality of how things are, but I am a limitless, all-powerful being. I really am. And it's funny how I say all-powerful, but I do mean that. And sometimes when we say things like this, when we say things like, I am everything, I am powerful, I am love, when we say these big things that sound like, sometimes we go back and ask ourselves, am I really this? And yes, you are. You may not feel it 100% of the time. You may not feel like you're connected to the whole universe 100% of the time, but you are. But you are. And it's okay to not feel it 100% of the time. So Aquarius, if you have moments this month, this goes for any time, where you feel a bit stressed out and you feel like, you're not quite getting it, that's okay. But what I'm saying for you, especially Aquarius, is that this is going to be a month where you are going to experience some type of deep breakthrough. Okay, we are moving along. We're going to be moving to Gemini now. Gemini, the kitsune of the zodiac. If you don't know what a kitsune is, it essentially is a fox spirit. Of Japanese folklore, so fox spirit. Think Ninetales, from Pokemon, or think of the Ninetales fox from Naruto. There you go, you got it. So that's Kitsune. Gemini, that's what you guys are. Because the Kitsune actually has the ability to transform into many different things. So that's kind of the cool thing about it. All right, so Gemini, what do we have for you all? do we have for you all? I'm doing decent on time, but you know, that's okay. I'm gonna just keep going until I'm finished. So I know this might be a little bit long overall and stuff like that. So I don't necessarily expect anyone to just hang out the whole time. I will timestamp things, like I said, at the end. I'm surprised I actually caught those. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. What do we have for you? Gemini. Oh, well, there's your first card. It was actually face up. And we have that. And we're going to go right there. Those are your 3 cards, Gemini. And let's go ahead and shuffle these. See what we got going on here. I'm going to pick a random card. Bam. All right, Gemini. Hey, Gemini, what's going on? Got the Devil card for you. Got the Devil card for you going into this month. Temptations, bondage, feeling like you're bonded to a particular event, feeling like you can't really move, feeling like you may be at the mercy of your karma a bit. And karma does exist, but you know, there could be this feeling like there's this feeling of determinism. There's this I'm almost getting a feeling that some Geminis just feel like, you know, there may be this sort of and even with Mars is in your sign, but it's going to go into Cancer. But you know, there may be this sort of feeling that you can everything's just sort of predictable and mundane almost. That's why I'm almost getting a mundane kind of energy. Even though it's a Devil card, I'm feeling since these individuals are bounded together, it's almost going to be like you may feel bounded to a job. You may be bounded to a route that you take to your job. You may feel bounded in a relationship. You may feel bounded by your circumstances and unable to move. You may feel like, oh, I've been here before. I know this before. I've done this before. The next card that we have is this 3 of Swords. Kind of another tough card, but it is in reverse. So 3 of Swords in reverse isn't bad. It's obviously not as bad as when it's upright, but I feel like this is sort of like a heartbreak that's already happened. It's kind of similar to Aries with the Tower card in reverse, as far as something that's already passed, and even with Aquarius with the Knight of Cups in reverse. The 3 of Swords in reverse is saying that you may be kind of overthinking and just overly projecting from a space of hurt of something that's already happened to you. And the last card that we actually have is the Page of Swords in reverse. So this is going to be, it's kind of interesting. We'll see what the Sacred Geometry card is. But the Page of Swords in reverse is going to be like, you know, you don't have all the facts. You don't have all the facts. So if you're feeling kind of stuck right now, Gemini, if you're feeling kind of bounded up, if you feel like, you know, temptations you may be more susceptible to temptations this month, Gemini, so be careful about that. But really what's happening here is that you don't have all the facts. You have been hurt. Your heart has been broken at some point. And you know what? That's okay. We're human. We are here to experience the wide range of emotions. We're here to master our emotions. That's really what I believe. But the Page of Swords in reverse is an individual who's like quick-witted, but it's going to be like you may be feeling not as quick-witted. Now, granted, Mercury will be coming into your sign later this month, so that's going to be nice. It's going to give you a little bit more feeling of who you are, and then of course the sun's going to be there too. So it's going to start to lighten up. I feel like really these 3 cards are really going to be like just these first 3 weeks where it's going to be like, you don't really have all the facts. You're not really going to be feeling like yourself and stuff like that, especially with Mercury being in Taurus and, you know, for the good part of this month, like at least for like the first 3 weeks of the month. And Taurus for you is your 12th house, and Mercury doesn't like to be in the 12th house. it's almost going to be like a reminder of when Mercury was retrograde in Pisces, you know. So, and that energy squared your energy. So that wasn't really fun for you. That was your ruling planet. It wasn't really fun for you. But it's almost going to be like you're going to be kind of feeling that energy again, but it's not going to be as scary, I guess you could say. And scary is not even really the right word, but it's not going to be as scary as, you know, oh, excuse me, when Mercury was retrograde in Pisces. Wow. You know, it's funny. I was shuffling the deck, and this card wanted to come out earlier, and I kept shuffling, but then it came back out. We actually have the card of the Divine Feminine. So we have the Divine Masculine in here, and now we have the Divine Feminine. So it's interesting. Taurus got Divine Masculine, and you guys got Divine Feminine. It's interesting. The frequency of Divine Feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. So this is really interesting, because this is saying that if you are feeling kind of bound up and stuck and like you don't have all the facts, and if you're kind of holding on to these past wounds with that Three of Swords in reverse, what the cards are saying and the astrology is saying, and just really the universe is saying, to kind of like go within and to kind of just, first of all, receive yourself. I feel like Geminis may not be really receiving themselves well, so they keep trying to just project out until they see something externally that reflects how they really want to feel. But start here, you know, start to feel better here, start to feel unbounded here. You know, don't necessarily worry too much about your surrounding circumstances. If you can start to feel unbounded here in your heart space, that's really what's going to allow you to open up. If you can start to feel unbounded within your emotions, and that divine feminine energy starts to be more open to yourself and receiving yourself, your true self, your authenticity, and your joy, your love, that's really what's going to allow you to move through this month with more ease, grace, and flow. Because really what I'm feeling here, and what I'm seeing is that, like, you know, for you, you might have to kind of psych yourself out of this, you know, this mental rut that you may have been in. And, you know, you're going to be feeling better once Mercury goes into your sign, but you're still kind of having to psych yourself out of, you know, it's been hard to try and figure out, like, mentally where everything is. It's been hard to try and get all the facts. It really has been. So it's like, and yeah, Gemini, like, you know, you're an air sign, stuff like that, and you're curious, you're mutable. So it's like, it may not necessarily be as hard on you as, say, maybe Libra to try and get all the facts, or maybe even Aquarius to get all the facts, or really Virgo. But this is going to be a moment this month where I really feel like, in order for you to feel unbounded externally, you want to first unbound yourself internally. So, and this is as simple as starting your day off right, having, meditating in the morning, smiling often, doing something nice for yourself, telling yourself you look good, telling yourself you feel good, just doing simple things like that. Learn to open up and receive more. Be like a mother to yourself, be like a mother to yourself. I think that's kind of really the best way to put it. So that is for Gemini. Next, we're moving on to Capricorn. 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 Capricorn, Capricorn. The cards that I have for you. You guys are the elves of the zodiac. Capricorn are the elves of the zodiac. Wow, we still got people watching. Thanks, guys. It's almost midnight here where I am at. So it's almost midnight where I'm at. What's up, Juju? What's up, Aang? How are y'all doing? We are on Capricorn right now. We are on Capricorn. Call you guys the elves of the zodiac. And And let's see what cards that we have for you all. Give this a good shuffle. I want to make sure that we get. See, I'm already feeling like way better about this go around than earlier. I'm feeling just so much better. I don't know, because I really like the live format, but it feels better. It feels more genuine. Not that it wasn't genuine earlier. It just feels better. That's really the only way to put it, honestly. So we have that. We have that. Yeah, we have that. And then Sacred Geometry card. Let's see what we're going to get for that one. Capricorn. The card that we have for you. Sacred Geometry card that we have for you will be revealed after I talk about the other three cards. Okay. All right, so the card that we have going into this month we have the Judgment card in reverse. So Capricorn, you may be making misjudgments or missteps, or maybe someone could be misjudging you. This probably has to do with the fact that Saturn is retrograde right now in your sign, which is your ruling planet. Pluto is retrograde in your sign right now, so it's like, if anyone's trying to judge you, especially based off like career and legacy, whatever like that, things are breaking down and morphing and shifting and transforming and dying. Pluto's in your sign, Saturn's there, but they're retrograde. So it's like you're going through this big review period anyways. So this could be people that have misjudged you. This could be you misjudging yourself. And this is going to kind of take a bit of that pressure off, and you don't want to be so serious about this. You don't want to be so serious this month, because, be serious about, your love and your joy and, going for what you want, but don't be so serious and rigid to where you just can't, you can't laugh. So the Judgment card in reverse, I really am getting this energy of, it's like kind of like not taking things so seriously. The next card that we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. So it's interesting because Aquarius got this card earlier, and now you guys are getting this card, but you guys got it in the reversal, the Knight of Cups in reverse. So there can be this feeling, the Knight of Cups normally denotes success. You have made it to this point. It also can denote a little bit of complacency, actually. Actually, no, it wasn't Aquarius that got the Knight of Cups. Sorry, it was who got that card? For some reason, I can't remember. Oh man! But the Knight of Cups in reverse is actually saying that you may have been recognizing that you have been complacent. It's like, the Knight of Cups. I think Apollodotes said it very well in a video I saw recently. He said that he felt the Knight of Cups is boring. Like it's a good card, but it's boring. It's like you've achieved it and you're celebrating and stuff like that, but it's like you're not really, it's like you already made it and it's like nothing else to do. There's more to do, but it can almost be like resting on your laurels. So the Nine of Cups in reverse is actually you realizing that you've been resting on your laurels, and now it's time to kind of make a change. It's time to do something different. We also have the Fool card in reverse. So this is interesting because once again, since these cards are all reversed, we in many ways can read them upright. And this is interesting because now it's sort of like, this is reading it forwards and backwards. So it's like, whereas the energy you're going into the month is the Judgment, it's also kind of the Fool. You may be going into this month with a brand new, fresh idea, wanting to go on this new adventure, wanting to do something big, grand, great, wanting to try something new. Then the Knight of Cups is going to be like you had like this feeling that you actually can do it, that you can actually achieve this thing. I'm not saying that you necessarily are going to be at the position where you're like building up to the Nine of Cups. I feel like you're building up to it. And then of course we have the Judgment card here, which is saying that This is going to be, based off of the actions that you take to move forward, is really going to determine, whether or not you succeed or not. But, let's look at this card. I want to get a little bit more clarity. We have Cosmic Flower. This is one of my favorite cards of this deck. Cosmic Flower. The frequency of Cosmic Flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. Capricorn, really what I'm feeling is that you're kind of, with these retrograde planets, I feel like it's like a blessing in disguise almost. I feel like it's a blessing in disguise. I feel like even with the cards in reverse, it was almost like a representation of retrograde planets. And it's almost going to be a sort of like, you're going to be kind of living out that story first with the Judgment card in reverse, the Nine of Cups in reverse, the Fool. But then once they go forward, it's going to be like they turn upright. And it's going to be sort of like you're going to go in to come out. That's really what this is. It's like, we remember, we remember where we come from, and then we pour out into the world, and we become this beautiful flower, right? You are an earth sign, so you do, at least somewhat rule flowers, and flowers can grow in the mountains too, and way up in those high altitudes. So it's going to be sort of like, maybe you have a vision to like, I'm going to grow this beautiful array of flowers, metaphorically, on the top of this particular mountain. And people are going to be like, you can't do that. They're not going to survive up there. And you're going to be like, bet. And you're going to go do it. You're going to put your mind, body, and soul into it. And you're going to go for that adventure. Like I said, I felt like Capricorns were being imbued this month with some sort of quote unquote foolish vision. But it's only because you're going to kind of break out of a norm that you've been feeling, or you're going to be breaking out of and just kind of getting more success. You're going to be breaking out of this feeling that you've been complacent. And it's going to be like, you're also going to be not taking it so seriously. It's going to be like challenge accepted, but you're going to have fun doing it. That's the cool thing about it, Capricorn. So that was for Capricorn. Next, we have Cancer. Cancer. Okay. Cancer, the card that we have for you. The cards that we have for Cancer. Cancer, you guys are the werewolves of the zodiac. You guys are the werewolves of the zodiac. But some of y'all might be like, really? Well, I mean, they howl to the moon, whatever like that, right? So I feel like it fits. You guys are the werewolves of the zodiac. Cancer. Cards that we have for you. Okay. Whoa! Cards just kind of came out. Okay. All right. So Cancer, your first card that we have is the Ace of Wands. This is Mars moving into your sign. This is really, like, seriously, Mars moving into your sign this month. And the Ace of Wands is saying that you're going to be feeling the passion, the creativity, the spark. You're going to be feeling renewed. Some of you are going to be pursuing new projects. Some of you may fall in love. Like, this is going to be like some really cool energy. The second card that we actually have is the Three of Swords in reverse. So That's kind of interesting. We go from the Ace of Wands to the Three of Swords in reverse. So really what I'm saying is that like whatever is kind of sparking off, um, it could be, it could help you to get over when it comes to relationships, it could help you get over a past relationship that might have not turned out too well, or just really a past situation. Whatever is sparking up, whether it's relationships, some of you may be starting a new job, some of you are really going to be just starting something new. Oh, excuse me. That's right. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Wow. So there's definitely this feeling of as deepening sense of value because the Five of Pentacles in reverse, normally the Five of Pentacles is already not the greatest sign. It's like kind of feeling like you're on the outside, you're outside the church in the cold and it's snowing and it's like you barely have anything to cover you. The Five of Pentacles in reverse is saying that, you know, any type of feeling of being on the outside is really self-created. So the Ace of Wands, really, Cancer, I feel like your message is simple. You have the power this month. You have a lot of the power this month. And it's going to be kind of interesting. I really do feel like a lot of that also is going to be, I'm feeling that when Venus conjuncts Uranus for you and you begin to kind of look back and like, oh, that's why that happened, begin to appreciate what the mentor is going to be telling us. This is going to be happening for you in your 11th house. Uranus rules the natural 11th house. So this is going to be a very interesting energy for you because it's going to really hit close to home. It's going to really give you like this deeper sense of knowledge of, you're going to know why things happen. You're going to know why you felt like you're on the outside. You're going to know why you felt impoverished. And you're going to just take that and you're going to just like transmute that into something that allow you to just blow up, just really just like go for it. And we have fertility. Whoa, some of y'all may be getting pregnant. Some of y'all may be getting pregnant this month. Oh my goodness, some of you may be giving birth this month too. Fertility, the frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new, grander expression of ourselves. So even though the Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacles are the cards for the middle of the month and the end of the month, I almost feel like since they are reversed, it's not like actually happening. It's more like a memory of it having already happened. And like this card said, it's asking you to be more open and more courageous and more creative and joyful than you were before. So before you had that Three of Swords broken heart feeling. Before you had that Five of Pentacles, I'm on the outside looking in kind of energy. I'm not included. But now you got that fire, you got that passion with the Ace of Wands, and that's really Mars going into your sign. So dude, just enjoy that. Enjoy the energy. Enjoy the month. Enjoy this process of becoming, and enjoy the fertility of bringing this really into manifestation. Whether you actually are bringing a kid into this world, or you have a new project, or it could, like I said, it could be a new relationship. It could be a new job. But you're definitely going to have the power this month. You are definitely going to have the power this month, Cancer. That is for sure. Okay. So next we have Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Swagatarius. Can y'all guess what you guys are? You guys are the dragons of the zodiac. And I don't just say that because I'm biased and I like dragons and I'm a Sagittarius. That's probably why I connected to dragons in the first place. You guys are the dragons of the zodiac, Sagittarius. So let's see what cards we have going on for you all. One, two, three. righty then. Sagittarius, the dragons of the zodiac. Let's see what we have going on for you. All right, so your first card, we also have the Devil card for you. We also have the Devil card for you. So it's interesting, you know, Gemini got this card, and now you got this card. You guys are opposite signs. So let's look at what the other cards are too. We have the Fool card in reverse. So Capricorn got this card. We got the Fool card in reverse. And we also have the Six of Cups. Very interesting. There is definitely some sort of focus on soulmates. I feel like some of you Sagittariuses, first of all, and I feel like this next part that I'm going to say is going to be kind of particular. Some of you may be enticed by a past relationship that may come up, and you may wonder if you should go for it or not. I don't know if you should. An old opportunity may rise, an old relationship may come up, and you may feel like this kind of urge to kind of go for it. Now, since you're Sagittarius, you might have a one-night stand with this individual, but since you already have history in them, there is a potential for a relationship to begin there. There's potential for something to spark off. I'm interested to know what the geometry card is, because the cards just seem like it's just playing out a story. We actually have the card of healing. Wow, some of you may be getting with your exes. And when I say exes, this could be exes not just from this life, but from past lives. Some of you actually may find your twin flame, I don't even like saying those words usually, but some of you may actually find your twin flame and soulmate this month. And this could be an individual that you do have karma with, the past life karma with, and you guys might have not worked out in a past life. But there's healing going on here. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. Wow, Sagittarius, there's definitely soulmate and twin flame energy written all over your reading this month. And that probably has to do with the fact that, you know, towards the end, Mars is in your opposite sign already, but towards the end of the month, the sun will move there, Mercury will move there, and they will conjunct there. So that's going to be, like I said, on the 21st. So for those last 9 or 10 days or so, you're going to have those energies there. So the sun will make it to about 9 or 10 degrees of Gemini, and I think Mercury will make it to about 21 or 22 degrees or so. But really, I'm really feeling that, you know, if someone from your past comes up and there's some sort of temptation or feeling that you may want to get back with them, you know, the fact that we drew the healing card, you may actually kind of want to entertain it. Now, of course, be discerning. The Fool card is still here and it's in reverse, so you definitely may be feeling like you're foolish for doing that. Other people may feel like you're foolish for doing that. Some of you, this could be an individual that you've never met in this life, but if there's someone that's coming back from a past life. And, you know, maybe it didn't work out in the past life, or, perhaps, it could be like, maybe you cheated on them in a past life, but they cheated on you, or vice versa, whatever like that. Or if this is someone coming back from you, in this life, maybe, say they were the one that cheated on you. Although, let's be real, I'm just kidding. But if they're the one that cheated on you, they may come back into your life, and there's going to be healing, and you're going to realize, oh wait, I was the one who cheated on them in the past life. Or it could be vice versa, right? Wow, like this really big, there's this whole thing around relationships for you, Sag. Whole thing around relationships, but there's healing when it comes to your relationships. There's healing when it comes to your relationships. So, it may feel a little weird, and And you may be kind of wondering, like, why am I doing this? But Jupiter is also retrograde in your sign too, so a lot of things really aren't making sense. So I would almost say kind of just go with the flow, but also be discerning, Sagittarius. If it's like an individual like who like really screwed you over badly, and you know that they're not really going to change, then don't really get back with that person, whether it's romantically or if it's like a friend or something like that. But if it's like, if it was a split that, you know, it could have been salvaged, and it was just, you know, it wasn't necessarily like anything was like super bad or wrong or off about you guys. This could even just be someone from like high school that you dated, and you guys simply were just young at the time. But then you guys meet now, and maybe you're in your late 20s or maybe even your 30s, whatever like that, and you realize that, hey, they're pretty cool. You know, maybe I'll give this a shot again. So yeah, let me know how that works out, Sag. I'm a Sag rising too, so I'm getting a bit of that energy too. But that's interesting. That's really interesting. But there's healing that's going along with this, so I really like that. There's a lot of healing that's going along with that. Okay, so next off we have is Leo. We have Leo. I really hope that this thing continues to go, because I don't know how long I'll be able to go live for, because I don't know if it's going to cut it off at 2 hours. I don't think it'll cut it off at 2 hours, but I'm almost at 2 hours. So let's just hope that it doesn't cut it off at 2 hours. I don't think it will, though. I should be able to get everything else done in a relatively decent time. So, but Leo, the card that we have for you, Leo, you guys are the Sphinxes of the Zodiac. I know y'all, that's probably one of the weirder ones that I've chosen, but you guys are the Sphinxes of the Zodiac. So those are your cards. And let's see what we get for your Sacred Geometry card. Let's see what we get for your Sacred Geometry card. Well, look at that. That card just popped up, and we are going to roll with it because in many ways it's kind of your card. Kind of like yours in Cancer, but you know, it's kind of your card. Anyways, Leo, the first card that we have for you is the Two of Wands. We have the Two of Wands, and it shows this rabbit. He has his paw on the world, and the Two of Wands in reverse is, you know, yeah, you contemplating going into this new world, or maybe you feeling like you don't have options open. Maybe you feeling like maybe you feeling like there's only really one way to go, and that you don't have necessarily a fork in the road. You feel like it's just going this way. The next card that we have is the Queen of Pentacles. So there could be an earth sign that's playing a significant role in your life this month. This could be a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. I'm getting more Taurus vibes just because the sun will be there for a good bit of the month. And for you, this is going to be your 10th house. So I'm really feeling like this individual can have an important role as far as your purpose and your legacy, your career. Could be someone at the workplace. But the Queen of Pentacles is going to kind of come in and remind you of your worth, remind you that you do have more than one path. And then the final card that we have is the Page of Wands in reverse. So this is interesting because, you know, Aquarius actually got this card. So your opposite sign got this card. So there's going to be this sort of connection between you and Aquarius. And even this is why it's actually a Taurus, because Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, is in Taurus. So this Queen of Pentacles is definitely this Taurus energy or this Taurus vibe, whether it's a person or you just even connecting back to the earth, connecting back to Gaia. Leo, it's actually going to be very important for you to get out into nature this month, to kind of get out of your shell. If you kind of find yourself being inside all the time, get outside, go to the park, go to the lake, go to the mountains, chill, go to the beach, do that sort of things. And this Page of Wands energy and that Two of Wands energy that's reversed, you're going to be feeling right again. You're going to be feeling like options open again. You're going to be feeling creative again. You're going to be in the Page of Wands. The other cool thing about this is that it really does have this youthful energy to it. The pages are very youthful, and then fiery energy, that's that spark. So this is definitely in many ways your card. So this is talking about, remembering, it's like children are closest to God. And this is like almost going to be like this Queen of Pentacles energy is going to remind you to be like a child again, to just like, kind of look at the world with this unabashed sense of wonder. And we got the heart chakra. This card actually fell out of the deck. So really, this comes down to just really believing in yourself and feeling like a kid again, getting back into your heart space. That's really it, honestly, Leo, for you this month. There's not really much else to say. Just do things that make you feel like a kid again, and then the world will just open up, and you will just be in awe at what happens. Okay, so next we have Scorpio, the golems of the zodiac. And there is a difference between golems and giants, even though they're kind of similar. Golems are kind of like cyborgs too, but golems are usually made out of things such as stone and wood and stuff like that. So giants kind of have a little bit more of like a sort of human consciousness. They're essentially giant people, but golems, they are different. Golems usually protect sacred structures and stuff like that. So Scorpio, you are the golems of the zodiac. And let's see what cards that we have for you all this month. Okay. Okay, do that card. Scorpio, we have the Six of Swords in reverse. So leaving behind a situation and moving on. But since it's in reverse, you're not really feeling bad about this. That's for sure. That you're not really feeling bad about this. It's like you're embracing it. You know what's kind of cool about this reverse is that like it almost looks like I almost am seeing like it's almost kind of looks like a dragon head, but it's almost like you really are going to be looking into the future. So the Six of Swords in reverse, it's like I said, it's like leaving behind an old situation, leaving behind an old way of thinking, but not, just being sort of excited actually about where you're heading. And, also what I'm hearing is that no amount of worry and anxiety can change the past, and no amount of anxiety and worry can give you more solace about the future. So if you feel like you must move on, then you might as well move on and just deal with the consequences later, whether they're positive or negative. The next card that we have is the Hanged Man. So this month is going to be a leap of faith for you, Scorpio. This month is definitely going to be a leap of faith. You already are moving in a new direction. You're moving into new waters, new territory. And with the Hangman, it's really saying that like, this is a tiger. So it's like the tiger is one of like the most powerful beasts. One of the most powerful animals that we usually recognize, right? And to have a tiger all hung up and stuff like that, this is a powerful animal all hung up and tied up. It's kind of like, there may even be a sense that some of your power is being held back, like it's almost being dammed up, but it's like you're having to take a serious leap of faith this month. And then the final card, we've been getting this card a lot. We've been getting the Knight of Cups. So once again, emotional fulfillment and feeling like you are in a place of, I'm almost hearing just sharing in the wealth and sharing in the abundance. I'm kind of getting Six of Pentacles vibe, but this is really going to be like this feeling like, you made it, you're here. Damn, what's interesting, I just noticed it. This cat got the bird that was inside the cage, so he's happy. I didn't notice that at first, but it's almost gonna be like there may be sort of like this pesky kind of energy that's been like chirping at you, yeah, 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 and you're just gonna be like, honk, and you're gonna be like, you just gonna be like, ah, don't have to worry about that anymore. That's what's gonna be kind of going on with you, Scorpio. And then the final card, ooh, I don't get this card that much either. We got the card of dynamic. We got the card of dynamic. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. So I feel like the Six of Swords is almost sort of like, I'm getting this feeling of moving away from situations, but moving back into kind of familiar situations. But you're new, you're different, you've grown, you have this dynamic quality to you. And what I love about this is that it's like the tri symbol, but then you have like these circles in here. There's almost like a flower in here as well. So it's really cool. It's like you're moving away from where you've been and you're kind of moving into familiar energy, but you're taking a serious leap of faith because you know that things are different now. And, you can't really change the past. You can't really, you can kind of give yourself solace about the future, but you can't give yourself complete and total comfort about the future and stuff like that. So you might as well move forward in a powerful way. You might as well move forward in a way that's like, you know what, I'm going to just go for this thing. I trust and have faith that's going to work out. And I'm going to just look forward to it and have fun while doing it. And it's almost going to be like there's this pesky little thing that's going to be kind of chirping at you. And you're going to finally chomp down and get that bird, okay? It's not going to be bothering you anymore. And yes, the owners may be mad at first, but, at least that bird's not going to be just pooping all over the damn place, right? So it's going to be like, there may even be this feeling of like, emotionally, or maybe even like mentally, you could feel like there's an aspect or some energy that's just like pooping all over the damn place, right? And you're finally going to get that bird. So you're going to be feeling, you're going to almost be feeling like you can kind of relax again and kind of let up and not be as, on guard all the damn time, right? That's for Scorpio. And for Virgo, the card that we have for you. Virgo, you guys are the fairies of the zodiac. The fairies of the zodiac. The fairies, my Virgo ones. You guys are the fairies. What do we have for you all going on in May 2019? Oh, wow. Cards come out. If that's the case, then I'm actually going to shuffle. Virgo, fairies of the zodiac. Let's see what cards we have for you. First card we have is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So this usually shows a woman who's in the garden. She's secure. She knows who she is. She knows her value. She knows her worth. But since it's in reverse, you may be not knowing your worth, or maybe not necessarily feeling your worth as much as maybe usual. So going into this month, there's this sort of feeling of lack. There's this feeling that you may not have enough. Let's see what other cards we have here, though. We have the Page of Wands in reverse. We've gotten the Page of Wands in reverse a lot. We've gotten this card to reverse a lot. So the reason why you're feeling lack is because you're really feeling unmotivated. You're feeling like nothing's really sparking off for you. You're feeling like, nothing is really pulling on your heartstrings. The last card we have is the Queen of Wands. So wow, it's like this is amazing. So it's like almost like towards the end of this month, you're going to definitely, where you start the month, not necessarily feeling it, not necessarily feeling your worth, wondering if something will spark off, and then the Queen of Wands comes up. So it's sort of like some of you, this can be you dealing with a fire sign, either an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. But really, it's going to be like this person's going to be kind of almost like snappy out of your reality. They're going to just be like, you're going to be kind of, oh, I'm not really feeling it. You're trying to figure out all the details. The fact that you can't figure everything out right now is making you not feel sure of yourself, and it's sort of making you not feel, it's not really giving you this sense of like, oh, excitement. But then this Queen of Wands is just gonna kind of snap you right out of that, and it's gonna be like, yo, stop tripping, stop trying to like figure everything out right now, Virgo. You're not gonna have all the facts right now, Virgo. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. I mean, yeah, we have all this Capricorn energy, and it is trining your energy. And then of course we have the Taurus energy that's just trining you as well. But I really feel like the Queen of Wands is almost saying like, have fun with it. Like, don't really sweat the small stuff too much. We also have the card of alchemy. This is amazing. The Queen of Wands is saying that you have the power to alchemize your reality. You have the ability to turn coal into gold. And it's going to be like you're going to be going into this month feeling like you've gotten coal for Christmas. I know it's May, but this is Christmas in May. Let's just roll with the metaphor, guys. You're going to be going into this month feeling like you've been receiving coal for Christmas. You've been receiving coal, but you have the ability to alchemize it. I don't even need to read this card because, I mean, it's what's cool about this card, too. Not only is it the number 8, but it kind of almost has a bit of a figure 8 in the card itself, like this. So it's like, we can, and that's what it's 8 is a very alchemizing energy. I really actually feel that way because you can go around and then bam, something can change. Things can go around and around in a circle, but at the same time, we have an opportunity every single time we get to this middle point to change our reality, to shift our reality. You are one of the signs of perception. You're a mutable earth. So Virgo, snap yourself out of this thinking that you've just been receiving coal. Snap yourself out of this reality that you are not worthy, because you are absolutely worthy, and you can have that excitement. You can have that joy. All you have to do is just, change the way that you look at it, change the way that you feel about it, and don't be so particular all the time. And I know you don't want to hear that, Virgo. You don't want to hear, don't be so particular all the time and like trying to perfect everything. So it's going to be kind of hard to do that right now. I don't even know why I'm talking like this. I just am. But honestly, I feel like the cards are almost saying, even though it's the Queen of Wands, I almost kind of getting this energy of like kind of check a chill pill and just relax into the energies. Like you'll be all right. Everything, things will move forward and stuff for you. What's cool is that with Mercury moving into Gemini, which is the sun moving into Gemini this month later on, which for you is your 10th house, you're going to start to kind of get a bigger, an idea what the bigger picture is anyways. So things are going to start to clear up as the month goes along anyways. So that's why that's almost sort of like I said, the Queen of Wands is sort of like one of the cards of like the last of the month. And things are going to start to clear up anyway. So you're going to be feeling like yourself again. But somebody's like, you're going to kind of look back and be like, why did I ever worry? You have the power to create your reality. You have the power to shift your reality, Virgo. And Libra. We have made it to Libra. We've made it to the last one of this May 2019 Astrology Tarot Horoscope. This is probably the longest live video I've done. It is 12:36 p.m. a.m. Excuse me, May 2nd. So Unless you're like watching me like on the East Coast and stuff. If you're watching me on the East Coast, thank you for sticking with me. Like if you're watching this like on the West Coast, whatever like that, it's still getting late over there too. It's almost 10 o'clock there. But anyways, Libra, what do we have going on for you? Libra, you guys are the vampires of the zodiac. And I think vampires are actually very fitting. And vampires are cool. I like vampires. So Libra, you guys are the vampires of the zodiac. Libra, the cards that we have for you for this May 2019. First card we have is the Five of Wands in reverse. Every single time that this card has come up, it's been reversed. So this is letting me know that any type of petty arguments or any type of complications or confusions or confrontations that come up really are not worth your time. So Libra, any type of confrontations that come up really are not worth your time. They just really aren't. And we have the Three of Swords. What's up with this card coming up? The Three of Swords has come up again. I shuffle these cards every single time, and I'm getting a lot of these same energies. But it lets me know that we're all connected, so that's really awesome. We got the Three of Swords in reverse, and we also have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. So Libra, Five of Wands in reverse, Three of Swords in reverse, Two of Pentacles. There's this feeling of sort of reminiscing on past battles. And past, this could be love battles, this could be past relationships, or just past passions that you've had. But the Two of Pentacles is showing, you can tell I'm tired now. I actually woke up early this morning. But the Two of Pentacles also coming in is saying that, you know what? Once again, the past is the past. It's time to move forward. And now it's time for you to start to juggle more. The two shows someone juggling. I really like this step because this individual, he looks pretty cool. He looks pretty suave and stuff like that. But this is about, learning to juggle more. And you're not really going to learn how to juggle more if, A, you're focused on these past battles that have already happened. You're not focused on these, petty little arguments that people try and pull you into. And the Three of Swords is about, these past heartbreaks and stuff like that. Now, of course, Chiron is in your opposite sign of Aries in the 7th house for you. So there could be, some things can come up as far as memories that may trigger traumas when it comes to relationships and stuff. That can definitely be possible. But it's about really overcoming that energy. And really, the Two of Pentacles, it seems like in this card, there are like waves behind him. I can't tell if there are waves or if he's actually climbing a mountain at the same time. So it's like, and I actually kind of like that. And I kind of like that image of like, if you're really so focused on what's happened before, what happened in the past, you're not going to be able to really do this impressive feat of being able to juggle and then climb the mountain at the same time. And people are going to be like, how in the world are you doing that? How are you juggling like that and then climbing at the same time? You would think that you have to focus on one or the other. But Libra, you do have this ability. You are the scales. So you actually are able to kind of hold things together and be a bit of this bridge to kind of juggle things, to kind of weigh things out and stuff like that. To almost kind of do two different things at the same time. You kind of, have that energy to you. So even the Two of Pentacles, what's interesting about this is that what you're juggling, you may find that, what you're juggling, whatever like that. It may be hard to juggle these things because maybe one of those coins is very heavy and the other coin is very light. So it's like you're trying to, I'm almost getting this image of someone who's juggling like a bowling ball and a baseball and trying to do that. And it's like, it doesn't quite work because you're trying to throw the bowling ball up and it's almost like you have to like stop just to catch the bowling ball and then throw it the baseball. And it's not really working. So it's like, you have to drop the bowling ball. You have to drop that heavy energy, and you have to get something that's more synchronistic, something that more or less matches the vibration of that baseball, metaphorically. And, you know, it's going to allow you to move the month with more ease, grace, and flow. And your card is integration. Integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize and balance symphony of life. So even with this bowling ball thing, what you can do is like you first of all had the ability to transform the bowling ball into a baseball. But say that you were juggling this baseball and this bowling ball, and you can see the bowling ball as negative. How can you harmonize that with the baseball so you can juggle it better? You know, um, well, you can train with weighted vests and stuff like that, and then the bowling ball won't become as heavy anymore. That's one option. Like the bowling ball can become like a baseball, you know, and then you can learn how to juggle heavier things or whatever like that. And people do juggle heavy things, you know, heavy things, whether it's like, you know, maybe they're managing multi-million-dollar businesses and stuff like that. To a person that makes, you know, 30, 40, 50K a year, being able to juggle multiple multi-million-dollar companies may seem like a very heavy thing. It's like for them, that could be juggling bowling balls, but to the millionaire, that could just be what they normally do. You see how that works? So it's like, and really what I'm seeing what you're juggling, this is more coming from like an emotional realm. That's what I'm feeling, and more like a mental realm. So it's going to be like, you know, alter kind of like the perception that you're seeing these things, you know, to appreciate the positive things and also appreciate the negative things. And also to look at those negative things as an opportunity to grow. As an opportunity to grow. And I'm going to draw one final card for everybody. And we're going to get out of here because I'm honestly kind of tired. And even though I have fun doing this, and, you know, I'm tired. But I hope you all enjoy this. I hope you all got some type of value out of this. I appreciate you guys. If you happen to have stayed with me this whole time, thank you so much. Thank you so much from the deepest part of my heart. Thank you so much. I'm still working out the kinks as far as all this goes, as far as like how I'm going to be doing these horoscopes and everything. But I didn't feel good about what I put out earlier, but I do feel a lot better about what I put out in this video. So we have one more card here, and then I'm going to just pick a random card from here as well. I'm going to go there, and then that's going to be it. We have Emergence, and we have Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. What beautiful cards to get. The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence. Close to God, you know, being like a child and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. And the Wheel of Fortune, wow. Fortune is to be had. You are going to win big this month, beloved. You are going to win big. And the way that you win big is by embracing your joy. Embracing your joy as the inner child emerges from you, and you just move forward through this month in such a powerful way with wonderment. It's like we're being renewed, we're being refreshed. We really are stepping into a whole new world. This is so awesome. Stepping into a whole new world that we can be curious about, we can have fun in, and it's like we're being refreshed. We're all winning. It's like we won the lottery, guys. We won. We all won. And there's enough winnings to go around for everyone to feel infinitely abundant. Isn't that great? There's enough winnings to go around for everyone to feel the joy, for everyone to radiate that love. There's enough to go around for everyone. That's the cool thing about it. You know, we all have dreams and goals and aspirations and stuff like that. We may have similar dreams and goals and aspirations, but no two paths are the same, right? And everyone has something beautiful to bring to the table. That is your gift. That is your fortune, is to bring you to the motherfucking table. On the real. But anyways, I hope that you all enjoy this. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't know if anyone's it says a few people are still watching right now. Welcome, Fireman. How are you doing? I'm going to go to sleep because I'm tired, but honestly, I'm kind of have a bit of energy just because this was really fun and really awesome, and I'm just so glad that I drew these cards at the end. This is going to be a very powerful May, guys. Very powerful May. I will see you all in the middle of the month when I do the energy update, at least as far as talking to the 12 signs. But if you haven't already, check out my Moon and Aries lunar transit video. That was really nice. That was really fun. And I'm going to do my best to get all personal readings before my vacation, which we're leaving on Sunday evening. So I'm going to do my best to get those out. And then I'll probably do, like I said, some sort of hangout session because I'm going to bring my computer and stuff with me. But I'm not going to be like, just like agonizing over, not agonizing because I really enjoy doing this, but I'm not going to be like stressing over getting videos out and stuff like that. So I hope that you all enjoy this. Hope you all got some type of value out of this. Go out into this May and have a wonderful, blissful May. And I trust that, you know, you follow through with what you write down and what you say you're going to do. And just follow through and just believe in yourself and know that you really are emerging. You are emerging. You are emerging. You are emerging, and you are infinitely abundant. I don't just say these things. I don't just say these things, right? It's funny. It's like whenever I start to necessarily not believe in synchronicities, they always just pop up. And I'm just like, wow, this is really fucking cool. And you're really fucking cool. So thank you so much for joining me all. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And to, radiate love. I'm radiating love here. Can't wait to bring out more of these shirts. I love you all so much. I'm rambling now, probably just because I'm tired and, why not? But as always, remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, always remember to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often.